Welcome back, welcome back.
I need to ask millennials, why are your kids so awful?
I don't have kids, but I get to work with yours. And let me tell you.
Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life.
Everyone wants to point blame at Gen Z and Alpha without realizing who the actual parents are. It's the millennials. I made this video about why Gen Z and Alpha are making teachers quit, and it absolutely blew up. In this video, instead of focusing on Gen Z and Alpha, we're going to dive deep into the parenting and figure out why they are this way. And let it be known that everyone's opinion is valid. Do some opinions hold more weight than others? For example, if I was a parent, sure, but non-parents have a voice too, especially considering we were all once children to parents. How are we talking all
We have an opinion because your kids are gonna grow up and we have to deal with them. You don't.
day about our childhood trauma and our experience growing up, but then all of a sudden, if we don't have a kid, we can talk about parenting? It doesn't make sense. Just because I'm not a dad yet doesn't mean I can identify and point out when someone's being a bad dad. Besides, I am a
I mean, it's common sense, right?
my door, so I don't have to deal with that heavy lift. If you want a child a healthy
Let's get to the point.
And did everything I can to show my kids I loved them and be there for them. And why does this generation of kids just turn their back on their parents? Like, I would never treat my parents the way some of the things have been said to me from my kids. And I don't understand it. And it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere. My friends, patients that I see at work, story after story after story after, my daughter doesn't talk to me, my son doesn't talk to me, like, just so much entitlement these days. And it's just so flippin' heartbreaking. Like, it was so much easier when the kids were little. Like, I just didn't think that my life would be where it's at 50. I love my kids, but why is it this hard? Where's the respect at for parents and appreciation for all they've done for you your entire life? Like,
The Lord said, you can tell a tree by its fruit. Your children are you're the tree, your children are your fruit. If they don't like you, it's for a reason. A lot of parents are gonna wake up and think automatically your children is going to love you when they get older. No, we want to get away from you. You are our worst enemy, some of you. You're the only person that abuses your authority. You're the only person that thinks shit's funny. You do things that if you were another random person, I'd just beat you the fuck up. I'd call the cops on you for the crimes. But you're my parents, so we let you get away with it.
I don't get it.
Concept of no contact has been going around a lot lately, and so I want to answer this question genuinely as a therapist who sees a lot of clients who have got no contact. I think one of the largest things to recognize as a parent of an adult child is generational differences. So for starters, people who are in their 50s, 60s plus who have adult children grew up in a generation where it was very common for children to be seen, not heard, and respect equated to just acquiescing to whatever your parents kind of wanted. Respect often meant you didn't have boundaries, whereas mental health now is and continues to be a large conversation. Relationships with family members are one of the only relationships in which people are encouraged to make amends with people who have been abusive towards them, who have manipulated them, who consistently cross their boundaries, etc.
Isn't that interesting, though? Like, when we sit back and think about it, if a friend was acting like this, you'd cut the friend off. You wouldn't really talk to the friend. Or obviously, you try to fix things, but for the most part, that friend's gone. But all of a sudden, because we're related by blood, I have to make amends with you. I have to accept all the things you've done to me in your life and how wrong you've treated me no matter what.
Yeah, those days are over. And you people are going to really realize it's not what you
the
want.
Safety or the space to have that discussion in the first place. Another
More than likely choose your spouse over your family, and your spouse is in blood, so what are we doing here?
From the child's perspective, there's been multiple attempts to repair the relationship, to explain the behaviors that are hurtful and harmful, yet the behaviors continue. or there just isn't the safety or the space to have that discussion in the first place. Another thing is that in terms of gratitude for the parent taking care of them or just, creating them, I think that is often seen to be synonymous with, I will have a relationship with you forever. Someone can be grateful for their life, for their parents.
That I gave birth to you. What? You gotta respect me forever. One, no, I don't. Respect is earned. Two, I didn't ask to be here. So, you bringing me down here, and not knowing what you're doing, that's not too, Yous forget that we're people. It doesn't matter I'm your son or your daughter. I'm a person. You remember how to treat people when you walk out that door. You know how to hide your nasty ass attitude when we're in the house and you shit all over me, and then the phone rings and then your voice changes like you wasn't arguing with nobody and you just go back to being a regular person. See, you know how to be a regular person. But you have power over your child. You can punk your child. You can play jokes and all the things people did to you. And, you were a coward. You didn't face them. So, you're going to do it to your kid.
Parents for the efforts that have been made, but also decide that a relationship is not for them. And that isn't to take away from the fact that I imagine that it's very hurtful for parents. And at the same time, what also exists is that it's hurtful typically for the child to go no contact as well. But while it's typically hurtful for the child to make that decision, it's also often safer from their perspective to make that decision. I think it's important to come to...
Because a lot of you parents don't realize we're adults now. I'll beat you the fuck up. You get it? Like a lot of the women don't realize, and I'm not speaking as a man beating his mom up, because I wouldn't do that. But what I mean is, a woman on her mom, the daughter, that's usually what ends it. The daughter gets sick and tired, ends up slapping and beating the mother up. The mother uses the fucking fake hacks. Look, she's beating me. Ah! Same thing with males. Yous will bully your sons into smacking the dog shit out of you after you done threw fucking glass and fucking broke mop sticks over his head. You tried to get him locked up. He slaps you once. You call the cops and try to get this man put away. Yous expect these people to grow up and still want to talk to you. Their enemies never tried to get them locked up. The enemy that knew they couldn't beat them stopped fucking with them after they found out they can't beat them. You found out, oh, my son grew up and he's big and I really will get my shit broke. So I'm gonna pull this kitchen knife now. Now I'm gonna assassinate your fucking character, and when your girlfriend's around and I don't like you and I don't like her, I'm gonna tell that fucking girl anything. Yous do things and you think we don't know, but we figure it out. The rest of the world doesn't figure it out. You parents are the major responsibility of your children. And yous are literally fucking thinking you're best friends with them. I'm not your fucking friend.
These conversations with the sense that you are not entitled to a relationship with your child just because you birthed them. It is something that you have to earn and continuously work at. And that goes both ways.
Spot on. That's a bomb therapist to say that. And it's something that
It's just reality.
Is a sufficient apology. They don't have to acknowledge the hurt that they caused, and they don't have to change their behavior. As long as time goes by, you'll eventually get over it.
Bro, if you relate to this, I'm right with you, because there has been a plethora of times where just time has gone by and it's like everything's fine now, nothing happened, and I'm sick.
Our own toxic behavior to apologize for that behavior, including changing that behavior. If we are willing to do that for our children, then it makes us look at our parents and say, why can't they do that for me? Why am I allowing myself to be subjected to the same type of hurt over and over and over from my parents when I won't do that to my children? Then we begin to set boundaries on the relationship that we have with our parents, and we want to have conversations around their behavior. If we can do it, so can they. But when they are unwilling to meet us there and they're unwilling to really look within and find out why they behave the way that they behave, then it creates a really abusive situation that we have to protect ourselves and potentially our children from.
Because then they know that you're an adult and they're just a little ass kid that's been running around screaming, I'm an adult. Then you have a kid and you're actually nice to your kid. Oh, you surpassed them in life now. You did what they couldn't do. This stupid ass excuse of, I'm single and it's hard. Life is hard, and yes, I commend you for, going through it. But life ain't that hard when you treat your kid like shit all the time. Nothing's that hard. Especially with all the handouts women get.
Right, because then a lot of millennials are like, for one, why would I want to bring my kid around this behavior that's so toxic and damaging? That this behavior that's responsible for why I am the way I am and why I'm able to process this trauma and the different things that I've gone through in my life. And I realized it was a result of the parenting style. These millennials are out here thinking, one, why would I want to bring my kid around that? Two, why am
Don't lose your kid.
Want to punish you for your behavior by being vindictive and thinking of ways to make you hurt more. They may see your boundary and trample all over it. They will to punish you for your behavior by being vindictive and thinking of ways to make you hurt more. They may see your boundary and trample all over it. They will do almost anything besides hold themselves accountable. That is why we are no contact, because when you start to see this reactive behavior, it is a very slippery slope.
Yeah, and it's true. Like I said, I'm going through this as well, and it's a process that
is disgusting. Truly disgusting. I don't really know where to, I ain't got answers. I just know I went through it. And it's a difficult thing to deal with.
had kids.
We're iPad parents. If you try to give us some kind of advice and you don't have kids,
I don't have kids, but I get to work with yours. And let me fucking tell you, I know exactly which students in my classroom have an iPad at home and which ones don't. Your child may be able to sing the ABCs and recite it perfectly, or count to 10, or 20, or more than that, but do they have fine motor skills?
You know why your kid can sing the ABCs, but he's a fucking idiot? Because can't you remember songs? Remember how you remember that song? You can say all the words, but then your brain kicks in 10 years later, and then you actually think of the words, and you're like, oh shit, this song said this? I've been singing this song the whole time, and I never knew what the fucking song meant because I just repeat things. I have no comprehension in my brain of what I'm repeating. I'm a fucking parakeet. See, that's what you did to your kid. You made them able to repeat things and never think about them or why they are the way they are. So your kid can repeat things, but it's a fucking idiot.
Skills, are they able to use a pincer grasp in day-to-day tasks? Not to mention, more than often, children who have unlimited screen time at home have behavioral issues in the classroom that you don't see at home because there's more students and less attention on them in a classroom environment than there is at home. I'm all for using iPads at the grocery store, on a car drive, but there is no need for your child to be on an iPad every single day. Do you not want children? Is that not the whole point? Why are you giving them an iPad instead of interacting with them?
Because they never wanted children. We're starting to figure out who doesn't want children by the way they, raise their kids. When you allow machines and the idiot box and the dumbass computer to raise your kids all day, tells me you probably had a drunk night, got that girl pregnant, and now you got to deal with it. You don't know what you're doing, you don't want to figure out what to do, and you don't give a fuck about figuring out what to do. You're going to watch what other people have done or are doing, and you're going to just do that. You're going to follow the herd. You're not going to pick a fucking book up. You're not going to pick a video up, even though, if you can't read or, it's hard to get the comprehension from, reading. I have that problem. So, I like videos and shit that open the books and read. Shit like that. So you get smarter and you can do both. But I understand. But the reality of it is, There hasn't been parents in hundreds of years, and nobody knows it. Our great-grandparents weren't parents. They were fucking drones. That's the hard generation. They were programmed to go to war and get ready to get their fucking heads knocked off and leave their wives and their family. The people before that, think about it. Just think about it. Everyone's gonna say, all right, I gotta go to work. Let me get this shit going. Oh yeah, I was thinking about this a couple days ago. Every generation always compares the next generation to the next generation. And we're all saying like, oh, it was better back then and you did. What I realized of extensive fucking watching everything and listening to older people talk and then comparing to the reality of if they were so better and so smarter, how the fuck did we get where we are? Because they wasn't better and they wasn't smarter. This is the smartest generation of people ever. You people don't get it. Majority of older people just follow things. They were kids that got beat the fuck up into their way. See, when you go back to those 60s and 50s, you think that we were getting abuse. See, we were getting a sicko abuse. I'm gonna abuse you with things. I'm gonna do demented shit to you. Back in those days, they were fucking beating their kids' heads in. Are you kidding me? Fucking kid get punched right in the chest. The further you go back, the worse the abuse on children. So everybody's like thinking like abuse is fucking, it's getting worse. No, everybody's starting to be able to see it now because of cameras and the generation of kids are fucking talking. That's why it's getting worse. No, it's always been like this. That's what it really is. Everybody's finding out that all of that fucking, it's all stories. Majority of the history and not all history, the shit the shit we think it was like this in the 30s and everything was cool and niggas was racist as fucking hell back then. War and disease and ain't nothing fucking new under the sun, bro. Nobody can figure it out. Nobody. We're all following trends. Everybody's following what fucking people tell them to do. Like, being a fucking parent is so fucking hard, bro. Especially if you come from a parent that was abusive. The thing is, it's a choice. It's the same thing as good and evil, man. It's a choice. Some people are just fucking evil. That's what it is. Everybody's starting to realize a lot of people are just fucking evil and they're having kids. Who the fuck you think is populating the world right now? Good people? Really think about that. Who's populating the world right now? All the smartest people? The hardest workers? No. A bunch of fucking druggies, and hot asses. Motherfuckers that don't want to learn nothing. They don't want to learn about the cities they live in. Fuck how to run them. You get it? We have idiots breeding idiots on top of idiots. People run around, I love my kid. Half these, 80% of the world is a mistake. What the fuck are you talking about? Your parent didn't plan for you. Your parent got drunk. Your mom was a fucking whore. Your mom was a hot ass. Your dad was a fucking swindler. And he got her ass pregnant. And he decided, you know what, let me fucking stay around. Or, 90% of the time now, they don't stay around. Ooh, found $1 on the floor. Thank you, Lord. Yeah, we get a coffee. My Lord comes through for me again. Oh, I needed that. Dead serious. Found a fucking $1 on the floor. It's a lucky day today, I guess. Anyway, like, it's so sad. Like, mad people are gonna start waking up to the reality of your shitty ass parent. And you don't even, it's crazy. Like, I love watching the fucking parents that said, why? I don't understand why they're so disrespectful to me. I was so good to them. Yeah, some of you were, Some of you were decent, you wasn't abusive, like, physically. But did you teach them respect? No. Did you teach them You know, did you build that bond with them to make them like you? No. You try to be friends with them and shit. People don't understand. Like, having a kid, even though I don't have one, it's a weird bond that you have to have with your kid, you know. And like that video just said, just because you don't have kids doesn't mean you don't know. Why? Because you were a kid. You know what the fuck you wanted when you was a kid. You knew what you was getting neglected from. You know what the fuck kind of love you wanted and what you wasn't getting. You don't need to study. Motherfucker, you know how it feels and what the shit makes you feel like. So who the fuck else is gonna tell you what it is? Two. So it's not like, you know, it's not like us kids that grow up eventually can't figure it out. We know what the fuck you didn't do. We know when we was in school and we wanted those congratulations and all these other things. Y'all act like y'all kids. This the one biggest thing. If you're a shitty parent, realize this real quick. As you're a shitty parent, your kid's gonna realize it by watching other parents with their kids. And once that one parent's a real parent in front of their kid's gonna start emulating and watching them. And then your kid's gonna, that's when you just don't get it. You lost your kid right then and there. It'll never look at you the same way again. Cause why? It's always gonna compare you to them. Just like you compare the good kids to them, but you're the reason they're not doing good, you know? The parties, the late nights, you not helping them with their homework, calling them a little shit, and you're a fucking loser like your father. You're a dirty bitch. This little cunt. You fucking cunt. You know how many parents I walked around all my life? My father showed me you scumbags my whole life. I've seen parents literally dog their children on the street like they're regular people. I've watched women beat their daughters up, literally just back smack the dog shit out of them because of whatever. To your sassy ass mouth and all. It's like, yo, bro, I can only imagine what you do to them at home. If you gonna just G-check smack the dog shit out of them over some silly shit in front of everybody when you alone, oh man, you probably be beating that little girl half to death. She probably screaming for her life. She be in the room thinking there ain't no monsters. You the monster. Y'all parents don't understand. Y'all gonna reap what y'all sow one way or another. I remember my mom thought, I used to fucking warn my mom, yo, I would tell you till her death. This is the most disgusting part. You just fuck us up so much, and some of us still love you. Like, I just made this video recently, like, yo, I feel bad, my mom's dead, and I kind of don't feel nothing. I don't give a fuck. And now I know why I don't give a fuck. Because she was so abusive in certain ways that all I have is those memories. Only all the good memories and all that she did doesn't outweigh all the petty bullshit. All the fucking, I'm gonna call the cops on you your first day at work. You ain't shit, you don't deserve kids. I hope you never have kids. I hope you die alone. What the fuck? I wish I would have aborted you. My life would have been better. Yo, y'all say shit to y'all kids that y'all act like that shit the first time you say it. It's gonna stay, you ain't never gotta say it again. That's just gonna stay with them for the rest of their life. My mom told me never to go to her fucking funeral when I was a teenager, dog. I've been thinking about that shit my whole motherfucking life, nigga. My whole motherfucking life I've been waiting for this bitch to die to decide, should I go to this cunt's funeral? Well, we're gonna tally it up to what she treated me like right before you died. She treated me like shit majority of the fucking time. She helped me out of certain situations, but what the fuck is the point of helping somebody out of a situation just to fuck their shit up anyway? Nigga, you ain't helped me. You got things off me just like you did everybody else. Y'all gonna need your kids. See, this is the one thing, a lot of the women, yous are fucking done. Yous are so dumb, yous don't even realize you need other people. Not all women, You know, the ones that got family and actually work on their fucking own and shit. You, the rest of you bird chicks that pretend you don't need your kids, not realizing the only reason you have an apartment and you get that free food is because of welfare. Your fucking kids. The only reason your kids get that shit is because men and women go to work. Everyone else takes care of you. And you raise your fucking head high. And you tell people, this is my shit. I did this, I'm independent. You don't even know how to you don't even know the concept of the world. You don't even get, if it wasn't for other people, you and your fucking kid would have been out on the street a long time ago. And because you were out on the street that whole time and you didn't get that assistance, your ass would have just been out there and you would have did what got you into that. Have more sex. Be around more fucking idiots. This is the world I live in. I gotta grow up out of the fucking hellhole of that shit. Get a good job. Get a job, right? Work hard. And then my money goes towards you bitches. And you dusty ass niggas doing this shit. I see you dusty motherfuckers every day. Half y'all, that's what y'all kids gonna grow up to be. Cause you ain't teach them shit and half y'all have them drugged out in their fucking whole reality. Like I'm watching all these niggas in my building. They're all older dudes, bro. They from the generation behind me. And what do they do? What do they do? They sit around living like they're still fucking back then in the fucking 90s, bro. Taking fucking drugs, acting goofy as fuck, dressing like dirty ass bums. Kid niggas can't even talk without using little ass words and like football. It's a joke, bro. This is why us younger people, you old motherfuckers, you don't have no say anymore. Yous are done. Your time is over. Y'all time is over. That shit ain't gonna end the way it ended for y'all grandparents and retiring and chilling, and y'all gonna be retired. Y'all gonna be alone. And y'all gonna be scared to fucking death. That's the reality of it. Sound the horns. You know why you're gonna be scared? Because you know what you did to your kid. You know how you made your kid a maniac, right? Or you made them so fucked up they're pushed down. See, the thing is, as they cut your ass off and don't give you money and shit, and this economy keeps tanking, a lot of yous are gonna start moving to these bad neighborhoods. In these regular apartment neighborhoods with all the other fucking kids that had parents like you, except their parents are a little more crazier. They didn't care a little bit more. And their kids don't care a little bit more. Those are the kids that, you know. And when you're living next to them with no man, because ain't no man dealing with half of yous, and you don't even have your kids to come over and fucking visit you to let the fucking heathens of them neighborhoods know at least someone comes to visit me. No, now you're just some old motherfucker in your monies, in your jewelry, in your nice ass car. You women, a lot of you women are gonna get plowed in the future. You sound the horns. You just have no protection. Your children ain't even gonna protect you. You think they are. Half of us move so far away and then go no contact. The only reason I even live in this fucking city is because my mother almost died. It's the only reason. I knew she was dead in the next couple of years because she had a stroke a couple of years back. And then I got fucked up. And I said, you know what? Let me just stop this guard mission shit, go back, move to my hometown, be closer to my family. My mother ain't gonna live another 10 years. She's dead. I've been reading this Bible for too long, and I've been praying, and I've been wanting answers, and my father gave me answers. And I sure enough got to come back for the biggest revelations and all of this shit. All of this shit, bro. And now I'm on YouTube warning you motherfuckers, all you other people. You wicked motherfuckers gonna suffer. You're not gonna be remembered. You're going in the ground. No one's gonna remember you. All the shit that you think, all the people that you think love you, your Facebook groups and all, you're gonna go in that ground and you're gonna be a memory. Everyone's gonna joke and laugh about you. Everyone, you're not even gonna be fucking talked about, half of you. You're not even gonna be talked about. You're gonna be a memory. that people talk about on your birthday when that one motherfucker that actually liked you remembers. You know? It's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic how many people really are even allowed to have children, bro. Like, this is like, I feel bad for saying this, but, you know, now I understand why when I read in the ancient books and all this shit, they used to say, these people are not allowed to have children. Period. You're only going to have so many, and then that's it, because you're idiots. You're idiots. And then we cannot let idiots surpass the fucking non-idiots. Why? Because if you have a fucking voting system, idiots vote. And if all the idiots vote, then what the fuck is gonna get done for real? Nothing. Everyone votes for idiot shit. Or when their votes don't even make nothing change, they're too fucking idiotic and idiot to even realize, all right, well, let me stop playing this fucking game then. It's all jokes, bro. Let me stop being so angry. But this is what it is, man. This is so sad. Well, like I always say, you ain't the first and you ain't the last. This is what I even started my journey for, man. It's our time now. It's our time to be heard. It's our time to set the record straight. And we ain't the best. We ain't saying we all that. We all pure. We don't give a fuck about being all pure. We see the truth. We know right from wrong. And we're not afraid to face the fucking hammer. Yous are. See, that's the difference. That's the fucking problem with everyone else in this gap of people that's starting to emerge out in the world. Your shaming tactics won't work against us. None of those fucking tricks will ever work again. Why? Because we had to deal with it from our parents. That's why you dumb parents that say you can't talk about my parent. Yeah, I can. I got to deal with your dumbass kid when it turns 18 and it decides to be a fucking bum-ass nigga and to live off my tax money. You get it? More money out of my pocket so I can't have a fucking family. You people, it's disgusting. Like, we're living in a world where morons are allowed to breed at a wild rate. Do you realize that's what has been going on for the longest? And it's not just black, white, and nothing. They have allowed idiots to fucking breed for years. Lazy ass, idiot ass people. Using fucking every trick in the book to be fucking lazy. And we wonder why the world's becoming the way it is. It's ridiculous. I'm going to end it with this note, jumping into another video I want to make. Women, did you know that the government is about to issue you into war? Meaning, the draft is coming around. There's not enough soldiers. And you can do anything, I can do better. And now we're going to find out. See, letting you in the military to play around and say, I could do anything you do, that was cool. But now, since men, we don't get women anymore and all these equal rights and all, men protested on Congress that you have to go to war just like me now. Since you want to be equal to me and, you want to be the head, now you got to head the motherfucking army. So, what that means is, it doesn't matter if you go to the military. No, if you're 18 to 27, you're going to get forced into the military. If a war pops off, you're automatically going. Imagine the army full of these 18 to 27-year-old people. Like I said, I work near a school, and I see the young ones. There's more fucking females already joining the military than men. When I look, every time I count the soldiers, there's more females. So, and they're not, alphas. They're fucking prissy little girls that look like, fucking break these chicks with a smack, bro. The boys are even worse. They're all overweight. They got the pussy in their face like they ain't never got in a fight. I wouldn't even sign up to a war if I wasn't, like, how you get the corniest, the weak niggas to sign up for, I mean, it's not like you can't change, but it's like, yo, bro, we got a generation of fucking video gamers, potheads, and fucking just pure non-combat, period. Like, you know? Like, I don't know about you people, but I'm very, very, very afraid for this next couple of fucking years. I pray my father doesn't allow these people to keep beefing, and because if a real war starts, bro, do you realize you young people are finished? And I'm glad I'm old. For the first time in my life, I'm like, yes, this fucking old thing's gonna work for me. They can't draft my old ass. Well, they probably could. They could do whatever they want. I still ain't going, though. You could put, I dare you to give me a gun. Yeah, give me a gun. Yeah, I think you're better off leaving me sweeping these streets, having a broom in my hand, because I'm getting discharged right away. I'm not going to fight nobody's war. Fuck am I going to fight war for? I can't even pay my rent. I'm going to go fight a war, and what? What am I going to get for that? Now, if they're giving out really good things and, you know, got some new packs or something, it's whatever, you know? Like, soldiers come home, own land automatically. Jobs that are you can never be fired from, you know, shit like that. Ultimate things like, oh, I served in a war, I'm never paying taxes ever fucking again. See, shit like that'll make me go to war. Things that are worth it, you know, like, because then when I die, I get to pass it on to my son, you know, and then he doesn't have to pay taxes for the rest of his life. You know, things like that. Something worth it, bro. Because this shit is just, I don't even know. But if it's mandatory, what can you do, you know? If your country says you gotta go defend because things are getting real, well, everybody that's been enjoying these freedoms for all this time, well, now you're gonna have to understand why you have all these freedoms all this time. Because other men protected you. All that feminism shit, all that I don't need a man shit, well, you don't need a man. You need God now. Now you're really gonna need my father. There's gonna be a whole lot of women praying to my daddy now. Because if they call that draft, there's nothing you could do. You're going. You're going. You know why? Because if you don't go, then you get locked up like Muhammad Ali. You know? You know that's a federal offense to tell your country, no, I won't go fight for my freedom, right? I'll just enjoy this shit. It's not it's not what you's planned on, is it? I'm alpha. Yeah, we're gonna find out how alpha your ass is soon. Or y'all gym chicks talking that shit. Or that chick shit talking about I knock niggas out. I got 90 knockouts under my belt. We're gonna see what them, how many of them Russians you gonna knock out. We're gonna see how many of them, if we beefing with China or whatever, we're gonna see how many of them niggas you gonna knock out. Cause you know they don't like you, right? You know they ain't gonna bring no knuckles to a war, right? You know they ain't gonna play with you, right? You know ain't gonna be no timeout, right? You know once they capture you, they gonna have their way with you, right? So, you know, a lot of women are about to find out how tough they really are. And after all y'all find out how tough y'all really are, it's gonna change everything. That first platoon, when we watch y'all get destroyed, when y'all start coming back with them combat stories, one arms and shit, oh yeah, women gonna hit that Congress immediately. Like, I don't want no more rights. I don't want to vote no more. I don't want to be equal. Because if I'm equal, I equally got to get my ass out there and protect my country. Get it? You sure you want to be equal? You sure you're better than a man? I can do anything, you can do better. Survive the war. Come back with your legs gone and still not go insane. Come back with one arm and still become a mechanic and fucking still be doing things that other men that got two arms and they lazy asses can't do it. I seen a one-arm bodybuilder the other day. I said, yo, you gotta get your ass in the gym. Fuck is going on, dog? You lazy. You just, then I said, nah, you're just not Esau, you're Jacob. You know, everybody wasn't built for everything. You know, some people are warriors and some are not. And that's why it's not good to pretend to be something, because when it's time to be that, you can't pass the captain's hat off now. You can't say, I don't want to be no man now. No, you ain't got no choice now. And you know what's going to save some of you women? You know what the only thing that can save some of you? The thing you hate the most, men. You know who they can't send to war? Right away? A pregnant woman. Duh. But you need a man for that. And they're not beat for the shenanigans. You only could be pregnant for 8 months anyway. And they're gonna send your ass out there anyway. You get it? I don't even think this shit will even last. Because in all reality, like I said, man, you can't put cowards and people that are not built for war in the war. You know, you can put them on the front line and be cannon fodder or something, you know? But you can't put these people in the real... Why? Because they're going to become traitors. See, real war consists of, I'm the enemy and I see weak ones. Don't kill the weak ones. We capture them. And that's it. And that's it. And then once that starts happening, women are going to try and do anything to get out the fucking... out of war. And you know what that means, right? That means start doing what they're good at best. Having sex. So you mean to tell me there's going to be men and women that are going to know they're going to die maybe tomorrow, and they're not going to start having sex with each other? Yeah, okay. So then once massive women start getting pregnant in the war, that's when they'll just be like, yo, this is a useless fucking tool. Or they'll literally start court-martialing certain women, and they'll make it against the law that if you have sex in the military, you know, they'll find a way. That's why I said, you're not sending me to war. I'm too old. And if you find a way to do it, you don't want to put me in that position. I'm not a person you put in a position like that. Operations might not get, you know, done. Shit might purposely get fucked up so I can go home. And I'll sabotage and sabotage and sabotage until you niggas just say, this motherfucker's crazy. We're either gonna put him in jail forever, or we'll just send this motherfucker back and dishonorable discharge. Your bitch ass can't get no job. You're known as a loser. See, a lot of you don't understand the fact of that too. Once you get that discharge and dishonorably, you're not coming back out in this world and getting respect. You're not going back to fucking work and all. No. You gotta do a lot. You just lost the respect of the people and you know, the ones you claim, you know, you're equal to, and you're gonna protect them and all this other stuff. So you don't want to get a dishonorable discharge. I don't know what that's like, but I'm sure it's not good on your record. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a whole lot of things changing, where people are gonna really have only so many choices. So I suggest to the people that may, you know, get put in this situation because you're young, the best advice I can give to you is play video games. Why? Because the military trains people with video games. Your hand and eye coordination will go up. Your battle sense and understanding of take fucking cover, don't just stand in the open. Things like that will start kicking in. Little things like that are the things that'll save your life in combat, not the actual gun. See, when you go to war, the thing they teach you first is how to live, survive. The fucking win in the war is how many people are gonna live. That's the game. We gotta get rid of many of them, and we gotta survive more than them. And most people don't understand that's combat. Combat's not about just destroy. No, don't be destroyed. Fuck's the point of fighting a battle if both of you get destroyed? Nobody wins. So, I suggest you start learning battle sense. You know, even if you're not really going out there. Because when all the men and these alpha women leave, well, that means all you women are stuck here with all the crazies and all the bums, and all your husbands are gone. And, you know, you don't need no man. So, you know, it's already crazy out here now. I can't imagine when a bunch of brave people leave the country. When all the tough guys, everybody's gone. Who's going to protect everybody then? You get it? And we know there's going to be police and everything, but you know what I mean. Men save women every day. Every day there's a woman being saved by a man in some way. When those men are not there and all that's left are the men you don't like, the men you shit on for years, and all we have to do is sit around and watch internet shit. So as we watch you destroy and shit on us and say we're not worthy, and you know, we're gonna be like, okay, we're just gonna stay in the house, do what we do. Bad people are not. So majority of you are gonna think you're running into good men out there, but there's a number of swindlers. And you know, swindlers gotta eat. So these next couple of years, man, sound the horns, is gonna be a fucking doozy. It's gonna be nobody sees it. Life is about to change forever soon. Everything's spiraling. Everything's getting too much where something drastic has to happen to get things back regulated, you know? Or maybe not get things, something drastic has to happen. It's like fucking rotting on your rims with no rubber. Eventually the shit's gonna fuck up, you're gonna crash.